So good afternoon, everyone. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you all to this training. We will be more than this. We are anticipating that all our healthcare workers will be able to join. I'm Jao Chege, SASCO Murang'a South. For the meantime, I'll be chairing. I'm waiting for the CASCO to join. And I've done that so that we can save on time. And I know a number of staffs are within the facilities, and probably we need to make sure that we stick to the timelines so that we finish early. So we will start with the word of prayer. Then I'll share the program. Then we will proceed. So I'm hoping if Hilary, you're on the call. Hilary, confirm if you're on the call. Hilary, LVCT repeating. He's not on the call, but okay, we will proceed. So I'm looking to see whether I can have one of us leaders the word of prayer so that we can start. And I don't know whether Nonga, you can do that for us. Nonga, kindly unmute and pray for us.
Yes.
Kindly pray for us. Start for us the word of prayer.
Okay, let us pray. Our dear Heavenly Father, we come before you this afternoon with thanksgiving in our hearts. We pray that you will be with us during this meeting as we start until the end. We pray all this, believing and trusting your holy mighty name. Amen.
Thank you very much, Nonga. And I'd followed up with all the SASCOs and quite of other sub-county reads to make sure that as many of the healthcare workers we have supporting the HIV program, also supporting within the facility, are able to join. And I know the number is higher than this because we have others joining as groups within the facilities. So we need to proceed. And I was hoping I could have someone from the BT say a word. Probably I was looking for the SI team. If there's anyone from the BTSI team, kindly. Anyone? No? Our CHRIO, Mr. Duo? Not on the call. That's okay. We will proceed. And basically what I'll do here, I'll share the program so that we know what to be covering. And we have a very tight program today. So that is the program. And not this one, sorry. So this is the program. So I request we all mute, and whoever is our admin, kindly make sure that you admit everybody who is waiting to be admitted into the call. And basically for this tool, we scheduled to have it today, and we have had several other meetings prior to this, and the TOTs were trained last year to make sure that you're able to cascade these. And I know when Casco will be joining us, will be telling us that immediately we stop using the old tools, all of us will move to the new tools. So we anticipate that even those who will be sensitized today will have an opportunity to sensitize others. And we have no, currently because of the few challenges we have in terms of funding for the HIV program, that's why we're having the virtual trainings. And bear with us, we only managed to do a physical training for the Kandara team and did not manage to train as many. So we're still having the Kandara team join the call. And our objectives are very few. And basically, we want to make sure that you all understand that there are changes that have been made into the tools. And here we are looking at all the tools that mention about and to do with HIV, from HIV testing, from PMTCT, care and treatment, commodity, even when we're looking at the nutrition, we have some few changes, and the several facilitators that we have today will be taking us through these. Then we'll be able, as immediately we understand the changes, we'll be taken through in terms of making sure that you're able to complete these tools. Then also, we have a summary tool, and our HIV program, our main summary tool is MOH7.1. So we'll have Mary, who is our sub-county HRO in Keharo, take us through this. This is very, very important. And basically what we are doing, you only cover within 2 hours, we should be done. But we are doing this just to make sure we sensitize you. Then you can have an opportunity to go online. We'll share the link. We'll guide you in terms of how to go online and make sure that you do all these modules on your own. And basically this to make sure that you are well capacity built in terms of these tools. You'll be able to understand them better. And this is done in collaboration between NASCOP and University of Nairobi, where we have those online courses, and specifically for the revised tools. Kindly admin unmute everyone who is joining the call. Admin. And those who have not muted, kindly mute yourself. So basically that is all, and I'll take that opportunity to take you through that. So how is the program? I've said that we may not have a lot of time. I don't know whether our CDH or Casco has joined, and if they have joined, please, you can say something. Is Dr. Mboro on the call or CDH? No. Casco? Inenjui? Not yet. So let us proceed. Immediately they join, they will make the opening remark. A registration form will be shared by the LVCT, the BTSI team, Hilary and team. Probably somebody from LVCT, the BT will make sure that we have a registration shared, a link shared in our chat box so that you can go there immediately and register. All of us should be able to register so that you can also account for those who have done the course. Then I'll take you through the HIV prevention M&E tools. And basically, this will just go through the HIV prevention. We'll look at HTS and PrEP because we have quite a number of changes that have taken place. And the HES providers, who are the major team within the HIV program that interact with this tool, you really appreciate the major changes that are there. Then we have Leah taking us through the PMTCT, quite a number of registers and quite a number of changes. Then we'll be looking at the care and treatment. We'll also have different components in care and treatment, and Mary, the sub-county HRI, will take us through that. Then we'll look at commodity. We have Jadiel, so that the pharmacy team and everybody who interact with commodities within the facilities will have a capacity to be able to populate and understand some of these changes that are there. Then we'll look at the lab, M&E tools. Then I'll take you through an orientation of the NASCOP e-learning portal. This is very, very important, so that at the end of the day, we can get certificate. I can assure you, those who even have time tomorrow, they can be able to complete all the modules and get all the certificates, the 4 certificates, immediately you complete the course. Then we'll have the closing remarks and also guidance in terms of a way forward by our CASCO and our CHRIO. So that is our program. And basically, that is what we have for today. I hope, I want someone from LVCT to confirm that they're able to share in the chat the link for registration. That is very important. So anybody from SI? Tabitha, Emery Angima, Elizabeth Gakaria. I know you're not from SI, but LVCT prevention program. So I'll follow up with them, and probably as they continue, I'll request one of the facilitators to do that for me. I can have Leah do that. Leah, kindly follow up with the SI team from LVCT to share with us the link for registration. Leah, confirm you have heard me? Leah?
Yes, I have.
Good, thank you. So I want to proceed so that we can continue and probably also finish up on time. So what I'll be sharing now basically will be the presentation. That said, we'll try and save on time and make sure that we are done by the time it gets to 4 p.m. So, and I hope I'm audible enough. Somebody to confirm I'm audible so that I can proceed?
Yes.
Yes,
thank you. The HIV testing. Can we mute? Can we all of us mute, please? Basically, we have quite a number of revision, and here is basically for us looking at all the tools that have been revised so that you can be able to understand them. And they really help in terms of data correction. We also understand we have EMR, and they will also be updated as we continue so that they can be aligned to the changes that we have in the new tools. And these are objectives that I've already stated, so I will not go back to the same. They are the same objectives. The modules have been arranged into 4 modules: the HIV prevention, which I said is HTS and the PrEP. Then we have the PMTCT M&E tools, and we have care and treatment tools. Then we have HIV commodity tools. And then the facilitators will also be able to take us through all these. So for me, I'll take you through the HTS module, which is session 1. And here, to start with, we have 2 registers that are very important. One is the HTS register, and the other one is the linkage register. And I can tell you for the HTS register, it's very, very important because we all understand that where we get our clients in the CCC, it's through them going through a HIV test. And this test is done by a HTS provider or even done at the lab. And it can also be done at different service delivery points. And this tool is key to make sure that we are able to track especially those who are turning positive. And also, remember, currently you're also emphasizing on a HIV prevention program, where even those who test negative, we're able to follow them up and provide a prevention method. Then we have our linkage register, which is also very important. And for the two registers, even currently what we have, they're joined together. So the HTS, it's HTS linkage and referral register joined together. So, but we'll be able to see that. So I've stated this. This will just be a summary, and we'll later share the detailed presentation. But I said that we are doing this because of the time limit. You'll have an opportunity to go through the full course training through the online module. And basically that would be much easier for all of us to make sure that we are in line. And in case, and just to mention, if you have any question, just note it down. Then at the end of the call, at the end of all the presentation, we'll be able to answer all the questions. So what has changed when it comes to HTS lab and linkage register? What has been refined and basically aligned, basically we have one of the things is the marital status. You'd appreciate previously we had married monogamous, married polygamous, for those who had interacted with the register. Currently that has been revised just to align to the Kenya National Bureau of Standards, and we'll be looking at different sections. And here we'll only categorize a client whether married, widowed, single, divorced, or separated only. So for all those below 18, or those who are not in any relationship, if you have seen someone 10 years, 5 years, they'll be categorized as single. I hope that is clear. So next, we have what we call the unique patient identifier. And the National Unique Patient Identifier is something that we really emphasize. So in our HTS register, we will now be appreciating, and both also on the linkage register, that we'll be using the National Unique Patient Identifier, which we normally call NUPI. And we'll start to indicate for the first cell, or the first, because it's divided into two, we'll be able to indicate the ID number. For those younger, be less than 18, who do not have IDs, we'll use their birth certificate. And even for the foreigners, you can use their RNID or the passport numbers. Those are the things that we indicate. Then below there, we indicate the NUPI. And this is where you're using paper. For those, and we expect that this data should land into the system, and we should be able to regenerate the National Unique Patient Identifier for the HTS program. I hope that is clear. And this is very important because we have what we call the case-based surveillance, where we are able to track this patient from the time they turn positive along the cascade of care, even until when they may succumb, we are able to follow them through. And this is very important for us. So something else, we want to changes, and this is basically in terms of us talking about linkage. Now, when you're talking about linkage, a successful linkage is when you have started our client on HEART. And you will note that in the register, what has changed now, we are replacing date enrolled to date started on ART, just to make sure that we are not just enrolling clients into the care. We are making sure that we are starting them on HEART. Then quite a number of other changes. We are looking at number tested replaced with total test. And this register will be key in terms of tracking the test done within the facility. And the emphasis is that all tests done within the facility should be documented within our HTS register. Then you will also appreciate that we have some changes in terms of the age disaggregation. And we have further disaggregated the age of 2 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, and 25 plus. So just so that, because each of the ages, they are unique in a way, and we need to track them. So that is what has we have in the changes. And here is the snapshot of, I hope, I know those who are using the phone, it's not being much visible, but let me try and enlarge it. Sorry, what have I done? Just go back. What has been done is to make sure that we make our work easier. For the HTS providers, you'll agree with me. Now, what you'll only be tracking and what you'll be feeding the register is only what you see here. You'll appreciate now there are very few variables that we'll be looking at, from serial number up to the remarks. Very few. easy for us to track, easy for us to populate this. You would appreciate that HIV self-test removed. You would appreciate TB screening removed, and many other things have been removed just to make our work easier and for us to be able to populate this and make sure that we minimize on errors and you're able to summarize our data easily. So the one surrounded in green, basically we'll be looking at the serial number. Serialization for HTS register will be done on monthly basis. I've talked about the national identification number, commonly known as the ID, will be on top. Then below there, we'll have the unique patient identifier. I said this will be system generated. Then the date the client visited the facility, indicate that. The client name, we start with the first name, the middle name, and the last name. Age is in years as at last birthday. That is very clear. That should be very clear as we are looking at last birthday in this client report. So you also need to have the dates in terms of when this client was born. Don't ask the client, una miaka ngapi? Hapana. We want to know the actual date, the year and the month when this client was born so that we can have the actual date of birth. And I've said this because this is a client will continuously track. Then sex, easy, that's indicate male or female, M/F. We need the phone number, very important for us to track our patient. I mentioned about the marital status, so married, widowed, single, divorced, and separated. Those who are not in relationship, or the single ones, and the children, you indicate as single. So you're not leaving it blank or indicating not applicable. Then population type, basically here we'll either write general pop or key on vulnerable population. For those who are key on vulnerable population, we will use the code below. And this is just to make sure that we understand these codes. The DC is discordant couple. We have men having sex with men or men who sell sex. Then we have female sex workers, people who inject drugs, people who use drugs, and the vulnerable population. And we have quite a number of different category of vulnerable population. We have those in prisons. So for those in prison to indicate VP. Then the truck drivers. So if they're there, but for us, I know this is a population that we're not programming, especially for the truck drivers. But we also have another vulnerable population called the fisher folk. So if you're in those areas, basically where you're programming this, you'll be able to capture that. Then the settings, there are two settings, whether these tests occurred within the facility or outside the facility, which you call the community. Then we also appreciate that there are changes. Yes, there are changes when it comes to the testing algorithm. So you'll start appreciating that very soon we'll be using the 3-test algorithm. And now this has been captured. So, and I know we'll be taken through a training on this later on, but this is what we have. Then you should be able to indicate the final result. And the final result can be positive, negative, or inconclusive. Then those who are discordant, it's yes, no, or not applicable. And I know that is something that we have continuously been able to track. Then we're also interested in making sure that we refer our client for prevention services. It's either PrEP, PEP, voluntary medical circumcision, you're referring them for PMTCT or not applicable. Someone turning it out to be HIV positive, basically you may not be referring them for prevention services. Then here we want the HTS provider to indicate the name or any remark if necessary, if needed. So that is basically for the HTS lab register, quite easy, well summarized. Then below there, we usually do some summary. Whatever is in red there, that I've circled in red, basically that is the page summary. It is expected that you should do page summary at every page. And something else I want to mention is when you have a test kit, and probably use a test kit and you're done, and the test kit is, you're moving on to another route number, it is encouraged that you skip a line, then indicate the route number below, then proceed. So that should be clear. You're not moving to another page because the same kit, you're just changing the route number. If there's any change in the expiry date, just indicate the expiry date in the law, then you skip a law. In the following law, you indicate the route number, the expiry date, then you proceed with the new kit that you're using. Hope that is clear. I kindly request that you all mute. Admin, country help me. Make sure that everybody is on mute. Let us all mute. Can we all mute? So, can somebody help me make sure that everybody is on mute? Can we all mute? Okay. Okay. So we can proceed. I talked about the age disaggregation, and here is where now you appreciate the age disaggregation, and we'll be looking at the tests, and male, female, then total, then positive, male, female, then total. Then I will be saying total negative, inconclusive test. The HTS register will be very key in terms of making sure that you're also able to track the commodities of that you're using in terms of HIV testing within the facility. Then test for the facility, test the community, the discordant. Basically, here is a summary. And you can see the summary in terms of the kits that you have used. It's also very important that you're also able to track the kits and also report the wastage. So that's why I'm saying that this register will be very key in terms of us being able to track the kits that you're using. And as we proceed, the next, this is just a snapshot also of the referral and linkage register. And I'd say this also has also been summarized, the serial number I'd mentioned, or the national identification number, and the national unique patient identifier also. You have the client name, the three names, telephone number, and the residence. Here we have the residence now, because we need to, if we need to follow up the client where they live, it's also very important for us. Then the identification strategy, how was this client identified to be HIV positive? So this is also very important as we track. So voluntarily, they came voluntarily. We have what we call index testing, very important, and PNS. We have HIV self-test, we have SNS, social network strategy. They should be able to be captured there. Patient referred to. So if this client should be referred to someone. So and this is very, very important. So if we are referring within the facility, let's say it's Murang'a Sub-County Hospital, they have identified the client. So patient referred to, this will be the service delivery point. And so you indicate the service delivery point. So if you're referring to another facility, so if patient has been identified in outpatient, and they need to be referred to PMTCT, so referred to PMTCT within Murang'a. If they had been referred to the CCC, you indicate CCC because they're referring to a specific service delivery point. But there are situations whereby for those in small facilities, some of the dispensaries that do not have care and treatment, they'll be able to indicate clearly they are referring this client to who. And here they will indicate the facility. I hope that is clear. Then we usually encourage that we follow up and make sure that we are able to hand over this client to someone. So here, hand over to, we indicate the name, the name of the person we are handing over this client to. I hope that is clear. So if a client has been diagnosed probably in like a small facility, let's say Motithi dispensary, and they do not have a care and treatment, probably this is a male who's been referred. They will indicate here if this client has been referred to from Motithi, they're referring them to Murang'a. They indicate referred to Murang'a. Then in Murang'a, they need to make sure that they're able to pick who are they referring this client to. In the upper cell, they indicate the name. If they're referring this client to a HTS provider, let's say someone like Mary Rufus, they indicate Mary Rufus because they have called Mary Rufus and made sure that this client has reached to Murang'a and are taken care. They will indicate the cadre is a HTS provider. That should be clear. Then they started on HAT. We want to monitor, and I said now we are not tracking enrollment. Here we are looking at whether they've been started on HAT. So it's the responsibility of the client, of the facility that has identified this client to make sure that they're able to populate clearly these. Then we need to track the CCC number, then document the remarks, if any. So that is basically on our HTS. a lot you'll be able to cover when you'll be looking at the online module. We have really done a lot of summary so that you can research so that you can save on time. So also some changes on PrEP. But the social prophylaxis has really changed, and this is to make sure that our work is made easier, and we're able to track the necessary data elements or variables that are of essence. The other reports, other information of the client can remain in Kenya EMR. If need be, we can be able to get that report. So what we'll be looking at is data source and tools for PrEP. And here we have a clinical encounter card that has also been revised. The DR, the day activity register, also revised. Then we'll also appreciate when we'll be taken through the MOH 731. I know previously, for those who have interacted with PrEP, we were talking about MOH 731 plus. We are no longer going to use MOH 731 plus when you move to the new tools. For now, we will continuously use it until we are guided to move to the new tools. Then the final report lands to the KHIS. So what are the highlights when it comes to the PrEP tools? This has really changed, a lot of changes. So we are talking about the PrEP. We'll only have one register. And here for the PrEP register, we'll only be looking at the PrEP DR. So for those who have interacted with PrEP, would appreciate this. Then this is something that I've mentioned. Our PrEP summary tool will now be merged with MOH 731. So MOH 731 will cover component of MOH 731 plus. So we'll no longer be using MOH 731 plus. Then we have other indicators that have been devised just to make our work easier. We'll be tracking initiated on PrEP, tested HIV positive were on PrEP, and diagnosed with STI were on PrEP. And for the three of these, we'll disaggregate further, look at the sex, age, and population typology. Because as we continuously monitor PrEP, we have some interest, especially the population typology. We're also interested with the age and the sex of the clients that we offer in PrEP. For the commodities, basically will still remain the FMAP and FCDRN, and there have some changes that have been made to incorporate these. And I know Dr. Jadiel will be taking us through these when it comes to the PrEP commodities. We want to make sure that this tool is available in all service delivery points where you're offering PrEP. For the clinical encounter and some changes within the clinical encounter, we have the new version. And I'd mentioned in terms of us using NUPI, so that is also incorporating NUPI in the client profile. And in our clinical encounter, you find that you have different sections. One of the sections is the client profile. Here you want to capture all the details of the client. Then we have what we call section B, and looks at the transfer status. This is very important for PrEP. So we have been able to capture this so that we can be able to continuously track our client, because clients move from one facility to another, and we'll be able to track them through using this. So in the transfer status, we have some changes, and here we'll be looking at when the client was started on PrEP. So when you're talking about PrEP details and the facility they're from, we'll be interested in looking at the PrEP start date. We'll also be interested in looking at the method which this client has been on in the facility they're coming from. So have they been on daily oral PrEP? Have they been on event-driven PrEP? Is it dapivirine vaginal ring? This now is something that we'll continuously monitor. It will be coming to the county very soon, what we call the dapivirine ring. It's a ring embedded with dapivirine that is inserted in the vagina, and we'll be taken through these later on. Then we have another injection that is also coming on, which is called the cabotegravir. And this is something that will also be hoping that will be with us very soon. So those are things that we'll also be tracking. When it comes to transferring status, something else of interest, when they're coming to this facility and there are transfers from another facility, we'll be looking at the current oral regimen they are on. Here, we'll be looking at whether they are on TDF, FTC, or TDF 3TC. Then, for the facility they're coming from, of importance, we'll also be interested in the name of that facility, the MFL code, and the county, because sometimes we have inter-county transfer. So those are details that we'll be able to capture in the transfer status. Then I'd mentioned about the methods, and we would appreciate that even we'll be looking at our clients, there are different methods that have now been will be able to report on, the ring and the carbohydrate. The behavioral risk now has been revised. So when we'll be looking at the behavioral assessment, we'll assess the client. Then for us, it would only be report whether the client is at risk. You indicate yes or no. Are they at risk? And that's why and remember, all those clients who are ongoing risk of getting HIV are the ones that we start on PrEP. So the dosing strategy by method, and I've talked about the different methods that we'll be having. We'll be able to track all this. Something else that has been added basically is the regimen switch. That has been added. Sometimes we switch this regimen. It's also good for us to be able to document this. So that will be captured. And this is just a snapshot of what I've just mentioned. And you can see the client profile. I hope it's visible. And on top, basically, we start with the county, the sub-county, and the ward. Those are data that continuously monitor. The client unique number, the national identification, the national identification number. Then we have what we call the initial visit date, the first name. Then you continuously fill all these. You'd appreciate when I talked about the Kenya National Bureau of Standards in terms of standardizing, now married, widowed, single, divorced, or separated. We're also interested to see whether this client is in school or not. So any category in terms of them schooling, it's also very important for us to be able to follow them up because of the different refills that would be necessitated. We're also interested with the population time. Are they general population? Is it a discordant couple? Is it MSM, FSW? Is it FSW? Those who inject drugs, the truck drivers, and the fisherfolk. So you're able to track even the vulnerable populations here. Transfer status, this is something that I'd already mentioned. Then we do some baseline assessment. And I'd already talked about this. Here we're only taking whether the client is at risk, yes or no. So if they're not at risk, I don't know why you'd be starting this client on PrEP. Probably now the other reasons, but basically we look at the behavioral risk assessment as a guide. Then we have what we call the medical assessment as very, very important, and many other things that to be able to follow through. They are different. I've heard Karia mention something. Karia? Okay, allow me to proceed. There are different other sections in the PrEP, the PrEP clinical encounter. We have what we call the revisit. The revisit section in this clinical encounter. So whoever you say na mute bado hajamute, tunakusikia. Kindly request that you all mute. And I know we are proceeding very well. The other section basically in the clinical encounter is the section called the revisit, and I will encourage you that you have an opportunity to look at that. And here the revisit section will only be capturing when you're not offering HIV test to this client. That is when you populate the revisit section. Then we have the follow-up visit section, and basically this is in immediate after month one, when they come, the second month, which is month one, when they come, then after every 3 months, when we populate the follow-up visit section. Then DAR register has also been basically revised just to help us able to report, because this is the source document for us to be able to report on PrEP. And here, this is something that said that will now be used in MOH 731 as the standalone, and they will not be separated. So we'll have one register 731 covered in PrEP. And I talked about FMAP and FCDR will be used to look at the commodities. So, and this is something now in terms of us reporting MOH 731, we'll be looking at number of clients initiated on PrEP, and they will be disaggregated by sex and age. Number currently on PrEP will be disaggregated age and sex. Number of clients who test HIV positive were on PrEP will be disaggregated by typology. And those diagnosed with STI were on PrEP will also now be able to be captured, especially in our summary tool. And will be taken through this. So you will really be able to appreciate all these. What has changed? And here we're looking at the register and DAR. Basically, we are saying that we have different columns, and we'll be looking at that they've been separated in terms of age and sex, and the client status, whether they are continuing on PrEP and restart. And I know previously we had many other things, but now we're only looking at new, continuing, and restart. Then we also look at STI and HIV testing result and the PrEP method that this client is on. And remember, we are mentioning this because we have other different methods that I've talked about that are also important for us now to track the additional methods that we have. Then remember, even the current tool that we have is not able to capture event-driven. So we'll be able to capture event-driven, we'll be able to capture the pivridine and cabotegravir. So then we have what we call the summary section per indicator by age and population type. Then we have a summary for the regimen switch that has been added in the new DAR. And this is a DAR for us to be able to appreciate. Basically, I would recommend that if you have time, when you be going through the online tool, you'll be able to look at all these. And basically, we have talked about the population type. We have the client PrEP status, new, continued, discontinued, restart. So, and you have the different codes that you'll be using. The PrEP methods, the different codes that you're using. So HIV status, you should be able to track, diagnose the STI, then the remarks. Pretty easy for those who have ever looked at our PrEP documentation. So we'll be able to use this. Then you can see the summary below there. We are looking at summary in terms and disaggregated further. So be number initiated on the new ones on PrEP, number currently on PrEP, diagnosed with STI, and here we're also interested with the different methods, number of clients on each PrEP methods, and these are the methods that we are currently using. So we'll appreciate that we're able to track even for those on event-driven PrEP when you'll be using the DR. So thanks a lot. And what I've said is that I'm taking you through a summary of even the presentation themselves. So it is encouraged that we all take our time to go to the online class, and which is supported by NASCOP and University of Nairobi, so that even we can also get certificates and we'll be able to learn further. So thanks a lot. And if you have any question, I said we should note them down so that after this, we'll be able to answer all the questions. So I want to usher in the other facilitator, and I shared the program. So we'll be able to look at our PMTCT. So I've seen PMTCT, good. So I would want to welcome Leah. Leah, kindly proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe Chege. I'll take you through the PMTCT. I have several registers that I'll take you through, and I believe I'll be clear enough. Am I audible?
Loud and clear, Leah. Proceed.
Thank you. So for the PMTCT, we have several data sources, and we have 3 main sources. We have the Hey follow-up card, which is part of the client file. We have the patient registers. For the patient registers, we have the antenatal register, we have the maternity register, we have postnatal register, we have the HTS and linkage register, which Jao Chege has taken you through. We have the HIV exposed infant register. We have the facility EID, sample and result tracking log. That one, the lab person will take you through. The PrEP daily activity register that Joe has also taken you through. And then we have the comprehensive HIV/AIDS facility reporting form. That is the MOH 7.1. In the MOH, there's a lot of background noise. So in the MOH 7.1, we have section 2 that deals with the PMTCT. So that is that one will be taken through by the HRIO Mary. All this data is available in the Kenya EMR in the PMTCT module. If you're able to utilize Kenya EMR PMTCT module, all the data indicators that are required are reportable in the MOH 7.1. The data is available. So for the ANC register MOH 405, we have the key highlights on the changes that are there. We have the HIV testing, which has been revised from two testing algorithm to three testing algorithm. We have also removed WHO staging and cancer screening, and also exercises in the ANC register. Then they have included hepatitis B virus testing. Remember, when we are talking of prevention of mother-to-child transmission, we are talking of preventing HIV, we are talking about preventing syphilis and also hepatitis B. Though in Murang'a County, we have not yet started doing the hepatitis B screening, but it's one of the requirements that we are supposed to screen all our antenatal mothers for hepatitis B. So it's there in the ANC register. Then we have specific reason for referral for both facility and community referrals. It has been included at the far end of the ANC register. For the key messages in PMTCT, we know that all expectant women, unless known HIV positive, they should be tested for HIV at first contact. And if they turn to be HIV negative, they should be retested in the third trimester. They should also be retested at labor and delivery. They should also be retested at 6 weeks during infant immunization, and thereafter every 6 weeks until this mother stops breastfeeding. That's the PMTCT guideline on HIV testing. Also, all pregnant and breastfeeding women living with HIV, regardless of gestation, WHO stages, and CD4 cell count, they should be initiated on lifelong ART, ideally on the same day. This is because we know HIV transmission from mother to child, it can occur during pregnancy, labor and delivery, and also during breastfeeding. So the earlier you are able to start this mother, you cancel and start her on ARV, the better. That's why we ideally should be the same day. Only initial tests are known positive at first ANC should, however, be reported under the maternal HIV testing. KPs should only be reported during the first contact. So we are reporting during the initial test, the known positives, and they should only be reported during the first contact. Thereafter, during the visit, we don't report them. The retest at ANC will also be reported in MOH 7.1. Remember, with the previous MOH 7.1, we were not reporting the retest, but this time we'll be reporting retest, all of them, either in ANC, in labor and delivery, and also in postnatal. So retest in ANC will be reported, and all positive identified are reported, whether from an initial test or from an early test, they are reported. I think I'll take you through the register. Let me unshare this. I take you through the register. I want to share the ANC register. This is the MOH 405, the antenatal register. The cover page is still the same. Let's go to the pages. So this is how it looks. From the first page, there's some addition. After the date of visit, we have the ANC, the new client. The new client, we have the upper column, the upper upper cell and lower cell. We have for the new client, we have the ANC number. So if it's a new client, we'll indicate the ANC number on the upper cell. And then the lower cell, there is a NUPI. This is a National Unique Patient Identifier. And mostly we have a NUPI for the HIV positive. I don't know whether AFIA has a way of generating unique numbers for the patient, but mostly the unique numbers, they are for the HIV positive. So the upper cell is for the ANC number for the new client. Then we have the second column. This is the ANC number. And this ANC number is for the revisit. So if the client is a second visit, that visit for the visit, the ANC number we are indicating in the third column. Then the number of visit, whether it's a first, second, third, or fourth, we are indicating in the fourth column. Then the other details, there's not much change. The other indicators, the other details are the same. So let's not waste time on going through them. Let's go to the other side where there are changes. I concentrate on where there are major changes. On this part, we are starting with the hemoglobin. So for the client who is a first visit who have been done the hemoglobin, you indicate the level, whether it's 10 or 12, you indicate the number. And if the client is a revisit, the revisit may be needed, had been done the HB before, it will be not applicable. Not done, maybe for a client who is supposed to be done, the client is a first visit, but due to maybe issue of commodity, the client has not been done, the HB left also to be an ND. So if it's a first visit, it's either the level of the HB. If there are issues with commodity, the services are not available, it's not done. If it's a revisit, it will be not applicable. For the blood sugar testing, this one we know we have been doing for the diabetic patient. So for the diabetic patient, the ones you have done the levels, you indicate the RBS depending on which category it is. And if the client is not a diabetic patient, then you indicate the code. I'm trying to enlarge to see properly. You indicate number 3, which is no RBS done. For the blood group, you indicate yes or no. For the urinalysis, you indicate yes or no. For the FDLL, for the syphilis screening, that is, you indicate on the upper cell the type of test. Mostly we are using duo kits. So if it's a duo test, you light duo, and then on the lower cell, you indicate the result, whether a positive, a negative, or not applicable. And remember, not applicable to be for a revisit. So for a client who you have sent to the lab, you didn't have a duo, you indicate whether it was a RPL or FDLL that was used to do the test. And then in the lower cell, you indicate the report. Remember the previous register had a cell on how to indicate whether with the client with the positive result, whether they were treated, and that one has been removed. So instead, we have now the hepatitis B phyla screening result. So in the upper cell, you indicate the hepatitis B screening result, whether positive, negative, or not done. If the client was supposed to be done, it's a first visit, but it had not been done, we indicate a not done. And if the client has a positive, we indicate a positive. And if it's a positive, then in the lower cell, you indicate whether the treatment has been given. So treatment is only for the positive. So with the positive, in the lower cell, we expect a yes for treatment given. Then we go for TB screening. The TB screening has been there. You indicate depending on whether the client has signs. If there are no signs, then you indicate no sign. That is code number 2. If the client had cough and you have sent for sputum, you indicate number 1 for presumed TB. If the client is on treatment, indicate code 3. And code 4, if the client is on TPT, especially the contact of smear positive and also the people living with HIV. We come now to the HIV testing. The first one is about HIV testing. You indicate whether it's an initial, early test, a known positive, or early visit. So if a client is our new client, a first ANC, then this client, it will be an I. We indicate I for an initial test. If this client is a third visit, and the client was tested previously na hajafika the third trimester, then our client will indicate here a early visit. I hope we are together. Then, if we have a new client who knows her status, who is already on treatment, then our initial here will be a KP. Then if we get a client who is a fourth visit, a fifth visit, and is in the third trimester, the client is due for testing, then we will indicate AL for testing. Then if we got a client is a first visit and we don't have the commodity for testing for HIV, then we indicate ND, because this client was supposed to be done the test, but due to some issues, the test is not done. So it will be an ND. Then we go to the first test kit. We have said we have 3 columns for the 3 test kits that are coming up. So the first test kit, the one that you are going to use, sorry, I know I went off, but I'm back. Am I clear? So for the first test kit, on the upper cell, you indicate the result of the first test that you have used. If it's determined and you have tested the result is negative, we indicate negative on the upper cell. If the first kit is negative, then it means the second kit and the third kit will be not applicable and not applicable. Then the HIV result, the conclusion of this will be a negative result. If you get a client who tests positive with the first kit, in the upper cell, it will be a positive. Then it means you need to go to the second kit. We assume it will give you a positive. And then the third one, maybe it will give you a positive. So the conclusion here, it will be a positive result. Then we have inconclusive. Inconclusive is whereby you come to the first test kit. We assume it's determined. You test with the determined, you get a positive. Then you go to the second test kit, you get a negative. Then the two, because one is positive and the other one is negative, that's an inclusive result. And that's why we have inconclusive. But with the inconclusive result and with the test kits that are coming, we'll be doing a repeat test for the same. But let's not go to the much details. For the not applicable, if here we got a client who is a non-positive, in the HIV testing, we indicated a KP. Then it means for the HIV test kit 1, 2, 3, it will be a not applicable. And also in the HIV result, it will be a not applicable because of the already client knows her status. It was a KP. So the testing is not to be done. And also the HIV result, it will be a not applicable. I think I have handled all the cases. Also, if we had an ND where we don't have commodities for doing the HIV test, it will also mean it will be not applicable to the HIV test result. Then we have maternal ART. So maternal ART, this time we have codes. We have N. If it's a new client who tests positive today, you light N because you are starting the client on ART today. If it's a client who is a KP from here, then when it comes here, it means this client is on ALT, so you write OA. If it's a client who turns negative here, then it will be an NA, which is not applicable. For the infant prophylaxis, if you are able to give both the prophylaxis, cidovudine and nevirapine, you write AN. If you are only able to give AZT, maybe that's what you have, you don't have the other one, you write A. If you only have nevirapine, you don't have AZT, you write N. For the HIV testing for the partner, you indicate it depending on the status. Maybe you have been able to do the test. It's a negative, you write N. It's a positive, you write positive. It's a KP, is non-status, you write a KP. If the partner is not applicable, it's not there for testing, then you indicate not applicable. The others have been there. The other inclusion is now the referral from, especially now that you have the CHPs who are very active in the community. If it's a referral from the community, you indicate with the codes that are given there, one. Or if you want to refer this client to either community unit, you also indicate the code where you are referring this client. And also, you indicate the reason for referral. So from, to, and the reason why you are referring the client. I think I'm done with A and C. And then the final remarks depending on client and the findings with the client, that's what you indicate on the remarks. That's about A and C register. If you allow me, I'll go to the next tool. I'll continue with the slides.
Leah?
Yes.
As you proceed, just note that you have less than 10 minutes to conclude on PMTCT.
Good. So, I'll take you through the maternity register, MOH333. For the maternity register, there are no much great changes. You have just shifted from 3 testing kits from 2 to 3. That's the changes are there. And also, all expectant women who test negative at ANC should be retested at labor and delivery. And any positive result at maternity should be reported irrespective of whether the test is fast during the woman's pregnancy or it's a repeat test. So when the client is tested in maternity, the test should be reported if it's a positive and also if it's a retest. Remember the previous register, we used to indicate the status before the client went to maternity. This time, this register does not have that. And because of the limited time, I won't go through the register. Let me just go through the slides. We have now the postnatal register also. We have included the reason for referral. We have shifted from 2 test kit to 3. There is also inclusion of county and sub-county. Then I have the HAIL register. HAIL register is for the HIV exposed infant. They are followed longitudinally for 24 months. So the highlight, in the infant profile, there is change from isoniazid to TPT. There is also parent profile. There is drug combination. None has been removed. They have included yes or no for mother on ALT. From immunization history, they have checked immunization up to date to align with the mother booklet. They have removed the other specification for immunization. Lab information, they have removed the DBS sample code, and they have expanded the baby's age to capture up to 24 months. Before it used to be up to 18 months. Then for growth, nutrition development monitoring, they have edited to align with the mother-baby booklet. So for the HAIL register, the information collected in the register can be grouped into 3 sections. Kuna demographic, ALV prophylaxis, infant feeding, and HIV testing. And as long as the nurse who is seeing the client is able to fill the H card properly, the information can be transferred later. For the infant and mother guardian information, they have included mother, father, and guardian to capture specific relationship of who is taking the care of the child. They have also included the CCC in the linkage for the child who turns to be HIV positive. Yes, let me share on the maternity register a bit. Just a minute. So for the maternity register, I want to share it because there are some bits that have been removed on the HIV testing. So on this section of HIV, on HIV testing, remember they have removed the HIV status before. The player status before the client went to rebound, it has been removed. So what is here now is only the status that we get at rebound and delivered, because remember, all mothers who are HIV negative, they're supposed to be tested. So this now will only indicate the result of the mother who is tested in maternity. So if the mother is not tested, we don't have any business to fill these columns. So the test kit is for those who are being tested, and the conclusion result at maternity, it's either a negative or positive, inconclusive, unknown for a mother maybe who declined to be tested, and are not applicable. And not applicable mostly would occur if a mother was a known positive. So if the mother was a known positive, there's nowhere we're indicating a known positive. We are saying the status is not applicable because the mother was not tested. I hope I'm clear on that. When it comes now to maternal heart, we are only indicating the maternal heart that is given in maternity. So this is a mother who have tested. We have done the test here. We have found the mother is positive. This is the only mother we are going to indicate that the mother has been given the maternal heart. It will be a yes. But a mother who has been tested and the status is HIV negative, it will be are not applicable. A mother who have tested positive and you don't have the commodity in maternity, then it will be a no. So yes is for a mother who you have tested and given the maternal heart in maternity at that time. No for a mother who have tested positive and you don't have the commodity, you have not issued, are not applicable for a KP or for a mother who have tested negative. The same with the infant prophylaxis. If this mother has tested positive, you have issued the prophylaxis, you indicate yes. No, for a mother whom have tested positive if you have not issued, not applicable for a KP who has come with their infant prophylaxis, you don't issue, you indicate are not applicable. And also remember, there's a KP or a mother who tested positive in ANC and they were issued with prophylaxis, but they didn't carry, they came without. So this mother, you are issuing, so they were reported previously. So you issue, but you won't report here that you have issued. You won't indicate a yes. It will still be a not applicable because this mother was previously issued with prophylaxis and they were reported. So if you report this mother, it will be a double reporting. So any maternity client who has not tested positive at that moment and you have issued a prophylaxis or maternal heart, you don't say you have issued. You just indicate not applicable, but for your commodity, you know that this mother you have issued, you record in the commodity register that you have issued this mother with the prophylaxis and with the maternal heart, but in the maternity register, you indicate are not applicable. Thank you. I believe I'm done.
Thank you, Leah. You are done, and I've stated that I told you that because basically we are also not doing well on time. We have still other presenters that need to cover, and we should be done by the time we have stated by 4 p.m. So I want to welcome the second presenter, Mary. I hope you are ready. You should start projecting so that we can start. I will kindly request that we continue registering. I can see we are more than 173 on the call. There's on the chat, there's a link that has been shared. Kindly continue registering. Kindly continue registering. Mary, we are waiting for you.
So good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
I want to share my so I'll take you to the care treatment part.
Mary, are you having an issue on sharing? We can have.
Mary, can we help? Mary, can we help in sharing?
Mary, unmute yourself. You unmute.
Okay, maybe there you can share. I'm trying to share mine. It's kind of diffusing.
Good. Leah, support her. Mary, just note that you have 15 minutes. If you can do less than 15 minutes, the better.
Yeah.
Kindly. Let's keep on registering.
So there we are. I hope you can see my screen, eh?
Yeah, it is visible.
You can see my screen?
Yes, put it on slideshow.
So this is module 3, HIV care and treatment services.
Mary, put it on slideshow.
Okay.
Put it on slideshow. Good.
So
Proceed.
the update on the care and treatment tools. We will be able to see the data flow on data care and treatment tools, the sources of care and data treatment, care and treatment data. You'll be able to see the recording requirements for care and treatment, and finally the reporting criteria for care and treatment. So this is how data flow from the clinical encounter form. The information is entered into the care and treatment DAR, of which most of our facilities now are using Kenya EMR. I don't think there's any need of going through the DAR because we are all on EMR. And finally, the data will be extracted to be populated in 731, and finally to be uploaded to the KHIS by the sub-county HRIO. So these are the data tools that we use in care and treatment. We have the clinical encounter form, that is a green card. We have the CCC appointment card, the TB register and the TPT register, care and treatment activity register, and finally the EMR. So the green card, it has been divided into sections, where the front part, we capture the current cross-sectional information on enrollment, that is demographic information, and also the clinical information concerning the grants. Then you will be able to see that the second part, the second section, is where we are capturing the clinical information during the follow-up. So we have one event information that we capture, that is on family testing, TPT information, and also vaccination. Then we have the routine data that we capture on the follow-up visits. One is the viral load and drug stages tracker, and we have the routine current follow-up section. These are the key highlights. So the NUPI has been added and has replaced the CCC number. Child parent guardian number has been added for the children. Then the marital status has been adapted according to the Kenyan National Bureau of Statistics variables. That is, we have cohabiting, married, monogamous, married, polygamous, married and polygamous variable have been dropped. So we have the cohabiting and married monogamous. So the separated, divorced has been split into two. Initially it was one. Now we have a slot for separated and divorced as two separate variables. The other thing is that we have key population where MSW and PWD has been added. Then for vulnerable population variables has also been added. Patient contact information and treatment support table has been dropped and has been replaced with grant locator information. Also, entry point variables were dropped, like transfers in. The other key highlight is that we have the history of ART use, where HBV has been added. There has clarified that we are not yet doing the HBV test in our county, but when it is added, it is there now. Baseline assessment and treatment information, ART cohort has been removed, and BMI set score for pediatric has been added. Also, date and cause of death has also been added in the green card. Then on current visit follow-up, breastfeeding, cancer, CA cervix treatment, GBV variants, depression, and alcohol and drug abuse has also been added. Immunization for the babies, for the children has been dropped. Family planning status has also been dropped. There's a table that has been dropped on MOAC, BMI, CA cervix screening, differentiated care. That table has been dropped. Then there are some variables that have been added in the green card, e.g. DSD, either established or not established, or either it is facility or community models. There's one time tracker on IPT has been replaced with TPT. Vaccination on adult, that is COVID-19 vaccination, has been added, and vaccination on children, as we had seen, has been dropped. Also, advanced HIV has been added, and also PHDP has also been added. That is GBV, alcohol and drug abuse screening, depression, that was not previously there has been added. That is a green card. The other tool is the patient appointment card, MOH 258. These are the key highlights in the appointment card. Add a notice of current message for the message, the core emergency number has been added. Then the current, the CCC number has been replaced with the NUPI, as we have seen. And then the date of enrollment in CCC has been removed. And another thing that has been added is the reason for visit. It has been replaced with type, that is next visit with current DSD model. All that has been added, has replaced the reason for visit. DAR, as I said, most of our facilities are using the Kenya EMR. So I'll just go through it, but not very much necessary because we are not doing the manual. But I mean, just go through it. So the section on enrollment in care, CTX, Dabson, nutrition and HIV, screening for cervical cancer, female 18 and above, the visit for female 18 and above, female on 15 and above on modern family planning. All this has been removed. Those starting on TPT has been replaced with IPT. The new highlight in care and treatment, the DAR, is that differentiated care, gender, has been replaced with DSD by type and status. Another new thing that has been added is that we have differentiated surface here, that is established or not established on ART. Age category of 1 to 19 years, sorry, 1 to 9 years has been subdivided into two, where now we have 1 to 4 years and 5 to 9 years. So on start, that is on starting and currently on ART. For new appointment and visit sections, you need to know the ages that have changed. The other thing that use of age category 0 to 14 years and above 15 in TB and HIV care section is also there. Key highlights. There's use of TICs for starting on ART. So we use R for those who are on a visit or they are on appointment, and a tick for those who are starting. So for the R, we are using, for the number of months, we use the numerical, that is 1 to 6. 1 is for that 1 month clinical appointment. And also we use 1 for less than 1 clinical appointment. 2 we use where we have 2 months clinical appointment, and 3 for 3 months clinical appointment, and so on for 4, 5, 6. You need to know that clients can be given appointment for 6 months, but we only carry drugs for 3 months. This is the practice, so we are very much aware of that. Now I would want to share the tool 731. Just bear with me as I share. So let me share the clinical encounter. So this is a green card, as we have seen. So we have the facility name, MFR code, sub-county, county. So you can see what is new. The key population, we have MSM, MSW. We have the vulnerable population, where you tick where appropriate. On current locator information, transfer status. So this is how the green card looks like. You can see the baseline assessment and treatment initiation. HBV infection has been added where you
Mary?
Yes.
Mary?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's me, but I don't know whether even the other participants can see what you're
I'm not audible.
You are very audible. I'm not very sure whether they can see the green card.
So
just someone else to confirm. Not zooming.
It's not shared.
Not shared yet.
You're not shared.
Oh my.
Mary, what you do, stop sharing, and when you are sharing, choose window.
I stop sharing.
When sharing, choose window.
I share again.
Yes, share again, and it will give you an option of screen or window. So choose window.
Share.
She says, I have shared a link for those who are not able to register. I have shared a new link. Please check if you are able to register.
Stop sharing. Share.
Click window.
Yeah, I think I have a problem doing.
Mary.
Mary, we will have someone share for you. Probably Leah, you can share on for her because we're not doing good on time. We only have the next 2 minutes for us to wind up. So Leah, kindly good. Justin, Raj. Will you proceed?
So, okay. There you can zoom. Okay, me, I was sharing 7 that. They encountered a can't.
257 can't.
But now the data has go through 731.
Okay. Yeah, because of time, just do the 731.
So there's the 731.
Mary, a minute. Mary,
yes?
Make sure that you only have one device that is not the other device. You need to mute the other devices. Only have one device so that we stop hearing the echo. Proceed.
I don't have any. I'm only sharing in one.
Okay, proceed.
Oh, somebody was near me. Monica was near me. So HIV testing and flap surfaces, that is HIV 1. If I remember Shege saying that we will not be having 7.1 plus. So the indicators has been completed in 7.1. So you can see that we have changes in the testing. We used to have age categories and gender, but now we are only looking at testing done, not who is tested, where we have the tests categorized by male and female. And you can notice that in the female, we have included the PMCTC testing. So the other thing is that we are looking at who is tested at the facility level and at the community. The other thing on testing is that we are looking at who is tested with a key and vulnerable population. Then there's resort. For the resorts, we are interested even in the ages. So we have the age categories and also the gender. You can see that even the positives for female PMCTC has been included. So for 1.3, as there, scroll down there, scroll down. So for indicator 1.3, this is an indicator that was previously in 7.1 plus on seroconverted while on PrEP, male and female. How many times positive while they are still on PrEP? Also 1.4 is also an indicator that was there previously in 7.1 plus on number initiated on PrEP, new across the typology. Then we have 1.5 number on PrEP diagnosed with STI by type, age, not age, and sex categories. Then you go to 2.1, that is EMTCT across there. So you have the maternal testing. You can see we have removed the indicator on new NC has been removed. That was there previously. So we are only going direct to the testing. The KP at first ANC, tested in ANC, labor and delivery, in PNC, 6 weeks and below, and above 6 weeks. Remember, initially we were not reporting on the retests for the PMCTC. Now we are including even the retests, where we have the initial and retests being reported. On maternal positivity, we have the 2.2, where we have the maternal positive results, maternal testing positive results. And then how many were put on maternal heart. Then we have the HBV screening at ANC. This is a new indicator that was not there. How many have been screened for HBV at ANC, and how many times positive? 2.5 is adolescent girls and young women testing. This was previously there. This indicator is not new. Then we have the infant prophylaxis, also an indicator that was there previously on infant feeding. It is not new. You can notice that we have the indicator on screening on syphilis has been removed. There's also another indicator that was there on penta-1 in the known exposures. That is an indicator that has also been removed from the EMTCT part of reporting. So you can go to care and treatment. Care and treatment, and the indicator on enrollment has been removed. So the first indicator in care and treatment is on starting on ARC, ages and gender has been displayed. Then you have the TB screening for TB. Remember we were having an indicator on a data element on starting on IPT. Now it has been replaced with TPT. Scroll there, continue scrolling. Then currently on that, it was an indicator that was there. So we continue reporting on that. 3.5 DSD was not there. Now we have it for established and not established, and whether it is at the community or the facility setup. Go to 3.6. The indicator on nutrition has been expanded. You can see now we were having very few data elements under that indicator, but now we are able to report on those who are on SAM, that is fear, and MAM. So that is an indicator that now we are reporting on a number of data elements. It has been expanded unlike previously. So all that, the 3.6 is quite big. So nutrition has been taken care of. So we have the 3.7 HIV in TB clinic. This was there also. So it's not a new indicator. It was previously there, and so we continue reporting on it. MMC, that is not for us. Murang'a, we don't report on that. But finally, we have the PEP. PEP indicator was also there, so we continue reporting on it. So basically, those are the new input key highlights in care and treatment reporting, and as a whole HIV reporting indicators. That is 731. I think I try to stop at that.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I want to welcome Dr. Jadiel Mwangi. I hope Dr. Jadiel Mwangi on the call to take us through commodity. Dr. Jadiel Mwangi, if he is not on the call, I don't know whether Kimani is on the call or Romano Kangede or CMLC. We had a section on lab and stroke Kimani. I know we wanted to have a comprehensive training for even including everybody who is supporting the HIV program within our facilities. So I'd hope that, I don't know whether they were briefed in terms of them doing the presentation, but I'll follow up as we proceed. So I can have Leah follow up on that, probably follow up if they'll be presenting, that follow up with Jadiel Mwangi, and also follow up with Kimani to see whether they'll be presenting, so that we can save on time. Allow me to present something. Basically, I want to take you through a very simple presentation very fast. And I hope I'm visible, that my screen is visible. Very fast. Basically, this is the online course that is very, very important for all of us to make sure that we're able to do this. What we have done is just taking you through the basics. We've just highlighted a few things. So we are hoping that you will have an opportunity to go through the online training course that is more detailed. And the good thing is that you get a certificate for each of the module you complete. Immediately you complete the module, a certificate pops and you're able to download. And I know some of you have already done this, so you would appreciate that certificates are available. So the different modules that you've been able to cover, we're hoping that we'll have someone come to cover commodity and labs. So how do you get into the website? I know I'll take you also through that. I'll log in, then you can see. But first of all, you need to go in to ehealth.University of UNO. Then you log in, and I'll be able to show you that. And I'll also be sharing the link in our chat box so that you can pick the link. And it will also be shared in the different platforms. And I know quite a number of platforms, these links have been shared because you have done several courses on this. Some of us have done several courses in this website. So immediately what you do, you log in, and what you see immediately is on top there where I've written click. But before that, you need to have a username and a password. So for you to get this, you need to go and say, if you're signing in for the first time, you sign in for the first time. Then if you have credentials, you just log in using your credentials. If you have any difficulty, you can reach out to any of the SASCOs, or even some of us, or even the sub-county, and even some of the staffs within the facilities can be able to help you out. So immediately you want to create credentials, an email will be sent to you by a gentleman by the name Martin. So just check whether you have received an email by the name. Then a link will be shared, then you can be able to log in. Immediately you log in, your interest is doing HIV monitoring and evaluation tool course. So you should be able to click on that. Then And I know this is I don't know whether it's very visible. Let me put on slideshow. I hope now it's visible. So the link is ehealth.uonbi. Immediately you do that, you'll get the access to the website. That is University of Nairobi, Facility of Health Sciences, e-learning portal. Then you are able to log in. For those who have credentials, for me, I have credentials, so you can see the username is Jao Chege. Then I'll log in. If I don't have, I want to create a new account, just create new account. Then you're able to create that new account. Then your interest is on the revised HIV M&E tool e-course. That's where you head. You just scroll down and you'll be able to see that. Immediately you're there, you click there, you'll be met by this beautiful page where you're able to click. And you can see the different modules. You can start with any of the modules, but I would really encourage, if you're able to start with the HCS, you can start with HCS, then proceed with other modules. So you should be able to click on that link, the National HIV M&E Tool course, for any of the tools that you're interested in. If your interest is on care and treatment, you can proceed to care and treatment directly. But I've said it's important if you can start with the HIV, the HIV M&E tools for care, for HIV prevention. Then immediately you log in, you are required to copy paste the enrollment course key. That is very, very important. If you don't copy paste that, basically you'll not be able to access the course. So immediately you copy paste, you click and copy paste, you'll be moved to this module. Immediately it opens, this is where you'll be moved to. And you start by listening to the video. Then you go further, do the introduction. The introduction, you get access to the introduction, and I'll show you how you'll go to introduce yourself. Then immediately introduce yourself. You'll now proceed, do the pre-module assessment, then continuously do the others. This isn't a survey that you're supposed to do and fill quite a number of issues. So for the pre-assessment module, quite a number of questions, just attempt all the questions, then proceed. You'll move to the resources where you have the different tools. You can be able to download them and have a look at them. Then you'll be taken through the video sessions for the different other areas, even for the VMMC. Then you do a post-module assessment, then module evaluation, and conclude. Immediately you conclude, I've stated that a certificate will pop. Then you're able to download that certificate and print. So if you need any support, we have a Telegram group that we are able to support one another where we have issues. If you have not accessed your certificate, probably you don't know how to access that certificate, or you have any difficulty, the Telegram group is able to help you. So in quite a number of our facilities, we have teams who are also in the Telegram. If you're not, liaise with their SAS codes, they'll be able to support you to get into the Telegram, or you can also call me. I will also be able to get you into the Telegram. We want as many as possible in the Telegram because we have different conversations here. We look at the online training, and I've stated that we have other several online training that you can be able to undertake. Now, this is also very important. The link that is here, the www.noscop.or.ke, is the link where you're able to access all the training materials, everything that has been shared there in detail, even the tools in PDF and many others. You're able to access them using this link. So this link will also be shared with the SASCOs. They can also be able to share in the different forums that we have. So basically that is on the presentation. Give me a minute just to take you through how to basically go through that. What I was stating, first of all, you'll come here, indicate eHealth, because I'd already logged in, so it's much easier. Let me go back. I hope I'll be able to go back. That is eHealth. And is let me go to the dashboard. Yes. So I've stated that your interest is on HIV NASCOP e-learning course. I've stated that you need to go down here where it's indicated revised M&E tools. I hope it's visible. Then you can see mine just goes directly because I'd already logged in. So you're able to move to the National HIV M&E tool course. This is the enrollment key. For me, because I've logged in, it's quite easy. But what you should make sure that immediately for you when you click this one, you'll be requested to have the enrollment key that will be on top so that you'll be able to copy that enrollment key and paste. So immediately I click here, I want to do this so that you can see. What happens is we have all these areas. First of all, you should listen to the video. Then you should have ticks. Remember, I hope you can be able to see the green tick here. If this is not ticked, you'll not be able to move to the next area. So to make sure that that is ticked so that you don't face a lot of challenges, and progressively you go down as it is. So then you'll move to the introduce yourself. Click here. When you go click introduce yourself, go down here, add a new discussion topic. So, and even today you can be able to see, if I know someone, you can see like Perpetua here. I hope that is Perpetua from Murang'a. You can see they're able to do they have already done, and you can see. So what you do, you just click. For me, I'd already introduced myself. So add a discussion. So you say, the topic basically is you introducing yourself. Then you write something about yourself so that the other participant can be able to know you. Then you can post. You post to the forum. Just click post to forum, then proceed. Then remember, if you don't introduce yourself, you'll have challenges later as you proceed. They want everybody to have introduced themselves. So I don't know whether there's a question. So if you introduce yourself now, you can click on the other side now to proceed to the next area. At the end, is it on the right of the screen? Yes, on the right side of the screen, you'll be able to move from one area to another. So now you can move to the pre-course evaluation, and you do the different questions that are there. Then you have the pre-course survey that you should be able to do. This is important. This is something that I had done, but I clicked on it. Remember, if you have not done any section, if you have completed any section, it will be in green. If you have any section that is in blue, basically you have not completed that section. So it is mandatory that you move to that section and complete. So it's highlight green. So you're able to move progressively. So if I want to see what I did here, you just go click on it and you'll be taken back. So see, basically that it is so that everything is well organized. It's easier for us to move. Remember, if you don't complete a section, you may have challenges accessing other sections as you proceed. So I hope you see now I'm not able to move to the other sections because I've not completed one of the areas. You see, it's highlighted not completed, not completed, not completed, and did not give me any option to click. The only option I have to click is you look at the HTS 362 resource, I'm able to click there. But if I proceed to the other sections, now it notices that there are areas that I've not covered and I need to cover those areas. So even for the other modules, that is the same case. So thank you very much. I hope we can now be able to log in. If you don't have credentials, kindly go create your credentials and you'll be able to access the module. So I want to leave at that. I hope I was clear and you've been able to understand how to log in. For HTS providers and quite a number of teams within the CCCs, you have already interacted with the website, so you don't need to create another password. If you have any challenge accessing or getting the other if you've forgotten your password, you can just tell the system that you forgot your password and to be able to help you out. So Leah, confirm that you have reached out to the other facilitators, and if they have time, they can present.
Yes, Kimani is ready.
Thank you.
Jadiel had issues with sharing. I don't know whether he's okay now. Jadiel?
Leah, I think I can, let me try sharing. Then you'll confirm if it's visible on your side. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I just wanted
Jadiel,
to...
Jadiel, you can allow us to give you only 10 minutes, kindly.
That's fine.
Good, thank you.
Okay, let me start. Yeah, so I'm going to discuss about the ARVs and opportunity infection commodities. Yeah, I have 3 tools. One is a register, and then the other 2 are aggregating tools. So the first one is the 367A, which is a daily activity register that we fill daily. And then we have the 729 and the 730. 729 is a aggregating tool for the patient summary, and then the 730 is for the consumption data. Yeah, so I'll go straight to the changes or maybe the alterations that have happened with the new tools. I think I can combine whatever happens in the 367 is what happens in the 729 and 730, but I can quickly go through. For the 367, there is an introduction of the weight column that previously wasn't there. And this is just an addition from what was there previously. And then there's the removal of obsolete data. The obsolete data is, say, removal of efavirenz-based combinations or removal of ritonavir and AZT, different dosage forms. Yeah, so this I'll explain further when explaining the 730 and the 729. Yeah, the other alterations is there's children with disaggregation that can be seen at the bottom of the 367. And also we have the infant prophylaxis age disaggregation. That I'll just show quickly when I get to the 729. Yeah, so for the 367, allow me to, yes,
Jadier, your
yes,
slides are not moving, and
they're
have
not,
them on slideshow.
they're on slideshow. Right now, can you see them?
Yes. Can you have them on slideshow?
Yeah, when I put them on slideshow, I don't know why they're not moving.
Okay, proceed. Okay, okay.
Okay, let me go to 729. Yeah, so some of the highlights for the 729, there is the disaggregation of the male and female. So we're just putting up the total number of patients. We're not disaggregating to male and female. Yeah, so that has been removed. We've also removed the nevirapine-based regimens. Yes, and the efavirenz-based regimens, except for TDF3TC efavirenz. The other issue is lopinavir and raltegravir has also been removed in the pediatrics. Yeah, and then like we said in the 367, we have added the disaggregation of the weight for pediatrics. And also for the infants, the hay, we also have disaggregation in months. So I'll just highlight quickly. I hope my slides are visible. Check it.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
having
so
some echo. I don't know why. Probably you have two devices that are.
let me stop sharing the. Let me mute and then. Am I visible? Am I audible now?
Yes, good. Proceed.
Yeah, I think it's just maybe a computer issue. Yeah, so let me continue. I think the other thing I would highlight is that we have the addition of the dapivirine ring, and also there is the removal of TDF as a prep method, and also removal of efavirenz based in PMTCT. Yeah, so those are a few of the things I think I'll show when I'll show the exact window maybe some of the few changes that have occurred. The other thing I want to discuss is about the 730. The 730B, we have some, like we've said in the 729, we have deleted most of the obsolete drugs, efavirenz regimen and the nevirapine-based regimens. And also we have the addition of dapivirine ring, and also there is alteration of the pack sizes of 3HP and DTG10s as described. I would like to share and it's just to highlight quickly what are some of the changes that have occurred. Yeah, so this is the 367. I'd just like to show the weight, the age, the weight column that has been added, and also if you look at this, the drug formulations for the adults, we have some deletions, if I were to say. Yeah, we have some deletions. Example, efavirenz 600 is a T3TC nevirapine, and some addition like darunavir. If I can zoom in and you see, yeah. So these are some of the changes that I think when you interact with can you is it visible?
It is. Well visible. Proceed.
Okay, I'm just hearing some other people.
I kindly request
Okay,
that we all mute.
Yeah, so the other thing I'd just like to highlight is the weight disaggregation in pediatrics, as you can see. Yeah, so these are some of the changes that have happened. The other thing, allow me to go to the 730. Yeah, so this is the the 730. This the updated version. You can see the addition of darunavir, and we also have the addition of the dapivirine ring. Yeah, so let me zoom in. Yeah, so for the first part, we have the addition of darunavir and ritonavir, this one. We have the deletion of all the other efavirenz-based and nevirapine-based combination except for TDF3TC and efavirenz. Yeah, so that is one of the major highlights of this part. Also, would like to highlight the dapivirine ring has been added, and then the long-acting. This one has been there, long-acting cabotegravir. The other addition I would like to highlight is the IV fluconazole that wasn't there before but has been added, and also the male and female condoms were not highlighted previously. We've also had several deletions for the TB, such as pyrazinamide that were there previously. So let me quickly go to the 729. So this is the updated version. You can compare this with the one that we're using right now. You can see there was the male, female, and total. Now we'll just be having just a total. And also, as I had said earlier about the weight disaggregation for the pediatrics. So you can see for the pediatrics, we'll have the weight disaggregation. Also, we have some additions and deletion in betweens. Yeah, so the other thing I would like to highlight is for the PMTCT. As you can see, we have the first line, second line, and third line, yeah, for the mothers. And also for the infants, we have the disaggregation in terms of weeks and months. Yeah, so those are some of the highlights I'd like to highlight. And also there is this part about TPT HIV negative. That's another thing that has been added. We also have the dapivirine PrEP. So we have prep for the pivirin. Let me check just a moment. Yes, so as I look for that, yeah, so those are some of the changes that have occurred, but I think I've highlighted the most important ones. I think as we interact with the tools, we'll continue to sensitize and learn more about it. I think, Chege, I'll just stop there, unless there's something that maybe I need to highlight. I think I've highlighted the most important parts of it.
Thank you, Jadil. Basically, you have, and very informative. Thanks a lot. We want to give Kimani an opportunity to present. Kimani, your slides are ready. You can project. And kindly, if you are able, also stick to the 10 minutes. We need to wind up. We're already past 4 p.m. I know you have quite a lot, but try and summarize. Kimani? Claire confirmed that you had a discussion with Kimani and you agreed he was to present.
Yes,
Claire?
he was ready. Yeah, he said he's ready. Kimani, where are you? Yes, I can hear you. Please be a bit audible. Here's the volume.
I think now you can see my slides.
No, not yet.
There, can you see my slides?
No.
No.
No. Yes. Try again.
Again. Yeah. Now, are they visible here?
Yes. But you can put them in the slideshow.
I go to slideshow.
Yes.
What about now?
Yes, that's good.
Now
yes,
okay.
That's good now.
That's okay. Okay, my name
Yeah.
is Kimani, Sub-County Lab Officer Madhioya, studying in for CMLC Romano. For me, I will go highlight. I have about 42 slides, but because of the time, I will squeeze them to 14 slides. That is HIV, virology 2, EID tool, MO643B, and also sample dragging log. First of all, you have the viral load request form. Remember, this form is very much important because this is where you interact physically with the client or the patient. Therefore, the information which you get from the client is very much important because of the contact from the patient, and then this is where now you can even make clarification of the information you get from the client or the patient. Another one is health facility sample and result tracking log. Some of our labs, we don't analyze the samples. We collect the samples and then we refer them to the testing hub or testing lab. Therefore, this one also is very much important. Also, when you are in a HTTS site or the lab or outpatient or CCC, you need to track where are the progress of your sample. Therefore, result tracking log is also very much important. Hub viral load samples and result tracking log. Track the viral load samples collected, transported from the spokes up to the result GPS testing laboratory. We need to confirm whether the testing laboratory is your Therefore, we have the have the code. We have a lot of noise there, a lot of noise in the background, please. Therefore, for this one, I'm going only to talk about the revised. Initially, we are thinking of the clinician's phone number, lab focal point person phone number, or hub focal person phone number. Now, we want to have a number whereby you can contact anybody who is in the facility. Like it's now we have the facility phone number. Where was this sample collected? Facility phone number. Then from there, lab phone number. Was this sample collected from the lab? We need to have the phone number of the facility of the lab where the sample was collected. Have phone contact. Where are we referring these samples? We need to have the contact of where we are referring these samples so that we can know the progress. Justification codes. Remember, these are the codes which are highlighted in the request form or in the registers. The old one, we still retain the first, that is the routine viral load, the second, confirmation treatment, third, clinical failure, fourth, single drug substitution, and so on. Therefore, the revised one is justification code number 10, first viral load sample. That is, you indicate number 10, a square code. Number 11, you indicate, is it a 4-up viral load sample? You indicate number 11. Number 12, is it a repeat after EAC? You indicate number 12. Number 4, still remains single drug substitution. Number 7, is it a recent test or it is the other test? Number 8, PMTCT node positive or PMTCT NP or KP. Reason, the new ART guideline 22. Remember these codes, they have been revised so that you can fit to the new ART guideline of the year 2022. Also, continuing on the sample code, currently we are no longer using plasma in cryovirus. Therefore, we have dropped the plasma in cryovirus and we retain number 1, which is plasma in PPT tubes. For this one, because of time, just contact the codes which you have gone through now, because this is HIV viral load request form and it is highlighting on the code which I've talked about. And also this is have viral sample and results tracking log book. Remember, the important part here is the code. We need to adjust the new codes. EID DNA PCR laboratory request form. The purpose, EID test requisition. And remember, as I said, from the viral load request form. Also, this one we are coming into contact with the client, with the patient. Therefore, complete filling of this form is very much important because you will capture all the information. And if the information is not clear, you can get clarification for the patients from the guardian or from the parents to get the whole information. The other part is location, EID, the PCR request form. Where is it located? This register can be found in one or multiple areas depending on where the EID services are offered. Is it within the laboratory? Is it MCH? Is it PMCTT? Good. Therefore, let it be filled in that location. When it is filled, it should be completed when requesting for EID DNA PCR test. Then before I move to the next, remember, all the areas are supposed to be filled and they're supposed to be very clearly filled, a writing which can be read by anybody who is authorized to read that information. Who fills the form? The responsibility of the complete and accurate documentation. Remember, accurate documentation lies with the clinicians and lab personnel offering the EID services. Here, complete. It is very, very much critical. Let's capture all the gaps in the request form because they are very much important. Is it accurate? When you're talking of year, is it 01, 01, that is 01/01, 2022. That is all the information be there. So that, remember this information, it is not only you who is consuming this information. It is being consumed by the client or the patient, the investigating officer or the lab or the clinician, and also the other people who are the other people authorized to consume this information. Therefore, complete and accurate documentation is very, very much important. Also, this is the form itself. Therefore, I will not go through the form. Then, key highlight in EID. Entry point code. That one have been dropped because data already captured the green card. It is not relevant to EID test requisition because it is already there in the green card. Another variable is infant feeding codes and their respective codes. Also, it has been dropped. The field is exclusive and was dropped to the PMTCT registry. Infant unique patient number. This one, we have updated it to be the NUPI/CCC number. That is unique current identifier to embrace the introduction of the universal NUPI number. Another variable is mother details. That is age, PMCT regimen, respective mother, regiment code, and so on. It has been dropped. The data is already captured in the viral system and it is not relevant for EID test request form. Therefore, it is there in the online. Mother unique patient's number, it has been updated to mother NUPI/CCC number. That is National Unique Patients Identification Number. It is to embrace the introduction of the universal NUPI number. Also, that is CD4 request form. That is what the details have. Let me show another form. That is a summary form. Is it clearly seen? Leah, confirm. Leah, confirm. For this one is MH643B, which is a summary. The first part is county, sub-county, health facility, and referral code, as start date, and end date. This is the introduction part of this register. It is found in which facility? It is found in which service delivery point. It is very much important that to feed all the contents. The other one, MO643B, I will highlight on the areas whereby we usually miss a lot. Like now, report for the period beginning date. Remember, for the date, we need to indicate, is it day 001? What about the month? Is it 01? Is it 12? Is it 09? And so on. Let it be for the day, 2 characters. For the month, 2 characters. For the year, 4 characters. It is 2022, but not 22. Let it be complete. If it is 2022, let it be 2022, not 2022. And also, report for the period ending date. This date, the ending date, is it 29th day, like some of the February month? Is it 31st, or is that is the day of the month? Let us always indicate that. Number of tests done. How many tests have you done in that month? Remember, on HIV, we should talk of the tests done in a month. Because this one, MO643B, it is a summary form. Therefore, and also another part which you usually miss a lot is the commodity name. Is it determined? Is it the FAR? Is it dual kit? Is it oral quick? Therefore, let us indicate the commodity name and also unit of issue. In the facilities, in the service delivery point, we usually talk of the tests, not kits. Let us report the unit of issue as test from the service delivery point. Beginning balance. Enter the quantity in the list unit of the laboratory commodity available in use in the facility at the beginning of the report month. Remember, this one is captured or noted from the bin cards. The basic card whereby you get the information from. The other part which usually means a lot is the quantity used. How much have you consumed in that month? How much have you used in that month? Therefore, indicate on the column of the quantity used. Another part which I need to highlight on is losses and wastage. Remember, this is a government commodity. We need to account of all the commodities. Either one or two of them are very much important. Enter the quantity in units of the commodity lost or wasted at the facility during a month, e.g. defective. Defective, that is a loss. What about damaged? That is a wastage. Reason for the loss, remember you need to comment and indicate why did you encounter this loss. We need to explain that. What about adjustments? Adjustment, enter the quantity of each commodity, either you received or you borrowed. Positive adjustment, you have received from the other facility. Negative adjustment, you have issued to another facility. Remember, use the authorized document to issue and also authorized document to receive. S11, delivery note. They are very, very much important. And also remember to put this information in the bin card of the respective commodity. Every month physical count. At the end of every month, count physically the number of tests which are remaining in your store. And that is, make sure they are corresponding either what is there in physically and what is there in the bin card. If they are not corresponding or they have some discrepancies, remember you explain in losses and wastage column. On the comment part, explain it. And remember we said, this is a government commodity, therefore we account for everything. Quantity requested for resupply. In HIV commodity, we usually talk of quarterly basis per year, 3 months. And also we need to have a 1 month buffer stock. Therefore, we make our request on 4-month basis. 3 months of the stock and also 1 month of the buffer stock. Therefore, multiply the reported quantity used by 4, then subtract what you have physically, so that you can know the amount to request. Therefore, whatever you request as per your consumption. Therefore, from there, you make a comment. What you can, any comment which you think is very much important from your surface delivery point. Then report. Remember, you must own this report. Indicate your name, your signature, and your designation, email, and also telephone number. Likewise, it is approved by who? By who? The section in charge, or the facility in charge, or the department in charge, or unit in charge. He or she must approve whatever you have reported. Therefore, when it comes to reporting, you usually report it on the original and duplicate. The duplicate is left in the book at the surface delivery point. Therefore, we usually forward to with the original, that is the white, and also the duplicate, that is pink. You give it to the next level. Is it sub-county MLOC? Is it the CMLOC, and so on. When it comes to the sub-county MLOC, it is done online, KHIS. Let us always make sure the reporting which you indicate, it is approved, and also it reflects what is there on the register. That is MOU 643B. And also, that is the MOU 643B, and whatever we have discussed, it is there in the summary form. The part here I want us we highlight more is indicate the name of the commodity, because we usually use the different commodities. Like when you see this, we have the screening, that is the first test, the second test, that is confirmatory, the third, which is the training is coming soon. You have to know the third test, which will be introduced, and the training is coming soon. Therefore, total quantity received from the other sources, e.g. local suppliers, did you get from the CASCO? Did you get from the CMLC's office, and do you get from the partners? You indicate at that row or that column. The other part I highlighted on them, therefore I will add there. These two have got so many commodities, and therefore it is good you indicate as per the testing device you are using. Therefore, there I wish to add there unless we have a question.
Thank you, Kimani. Thank you, Kimani.
Yes.
Thank you for the presentation. We should be winding up, so we want to welcome questions if there are. If you can also post your question in the chat, we'll also be able to check on the questions. Hillary, I kindly request that you reshare the link for registration. I know we had started in the chat. We have over 100 and almost 80, and I see quite a number have already dropped. Before we even have others drop in, I've been told to pass this message that the county is putting a date when we should all be having our certificates, especially those ones supporting the program, but it's for everyone. By 31st of August this year, we should all be having certificates, and these certificates will be utilized during our next appraisal that is due. So by 31st, kindly let us all we should have logged in and have our certificates. We'll be sharing a link later, and this will be done through the sub-county HRA and also sub-county, the SASCOs, and even the other program managers and reads. They'll be shared a link where they will share with the other facility members, and that is the link where we'll upload our certificates. So basically, we'll keep count in terms of the certificates that we have. And for each of the program area, this is a requirement so that we can demonstrate the preparedness in terms of us now starting utilizing the new tools. So that is a message that I've been told to pass on. And basically, just a reminder, by 31st of August, we should be having our certificate. I mentioned that you get these certificates immediately that you're done with the course. I hope that is clear. So if there's any question, you can raise up your hand. I hope, Hilary, you on the call, you'll be able to unmute whoever raises their hands so that we can be able to respond to the questions. Any question? I'd seen some few hands earlier on. I'd seen Lilian hand was up. Anybody else? So any question? We okay? Somebody to confirm I'm audible. Maybe speaking to myself. Good. Good. So no questions? No questions? I know we have other program reads, and I want to see whether Hilary, are you on the call? Hilary, yes,
Yes, I'm on the call.
Good. I don't know whether you have reshared the registration link. I requested you to reshare the registration link. Reshare again, kindly.
Yes, I did.
Reshare again.
Okay.
I want to give because we do not have questions. I can see a hand up. Probably whoever hands is up. Oh, Monica Chege. Monica, kindly proceed. Unmute,
Yeah,
then
okay, thank you so much, Mr. Chege. Am I audible enough?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Proceed.
I had a question. When are we expected to start using these tools? And on the reporting part, when are we supposed to start using the tools to report? And have they updated the new tools in the KHIS?
Thank you, Monica. Another question? We will respond to other questions. Kezia, I can see your hand is up. Proceed. Someone by the name Kezia, your hand was up. Proceed. Unmute, then raise the question. So as we wait for Kezia to speak out, basically there are two questions in terms of when are we expected to start using the tools. We'll get a guidance from the county. There will be a consensus at the CHMT level to guide us in terms of when we'll start. But it is anticipated that immediately we'll start all of us together. There was hope that we should have started these, but I hope by October we will have started. But we will wait for guidance, and I know this will be passed through the relevant channels for us to be guided in terms of using the new tools. So for now, we want to make sure that everybody is on board and understand that we have the new tools. Do you have these tools in KHIS? Yes, already they have been, they're in KHIS. If you check in KHIS, we have the 2023 tools, and I know we have the 2018 and 2023. But it's expected that immediately we move from 2018 to 2023, we all move. See, I'm talking about the 731s. the different sections. So it is our hope that by October we should have gotten the guidance. So, but the guidance currently is we only populate one. So we can only have MOA 731 2018 and not 2023, but they are there, all of them. So I hope that is clear. So for now, we do not populate the MOH 731 2023. Thank you. Thank you for the concern. And any other question? Yes, Kezia, proceed. Ask the question. Your hand is up. Unmute first. Good. Any other question? So we are coming to the end. I don't know whether our CHRO is on the call, but before that, we want to give Hilary an opportunity to say something. Hilary, I told you to reshare the link. We are still waiting for you to reshare the link in the chat. Hilary, kindly, a comment. Hilary, you know? I don't know.
Confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, loud and clear. Proceed. But for now, I can't hear you. What has just happened? We have lost you. Hilary, you know? I have no access to the participants list. I wish I had. So that's why I'm not able to pick or see whether Hilary is on mute or not.
Yes, I've managed to unmute.
Good, proceed.
Yes, I wanted to thank everyone for getting time for this. I know this is a very important activity. Considering that we are moving to the new reporting tools and even data capturing tools, and in accordance to the changes which were made, and also to speak to the guidelines that were revised. So thank you so much, everyone. As we will support through this process in terms of giving support. So for those of us who may get stuck in the process of doing this course, please feel free to reach out to the sub-county HRIOs and even the county HRIOs. And we also have SI officers, Emily and Tabitha and Ken will also be on the sides to support. I will also be available for support. And and especially on the monitoring part, because we, as Chege has alluded to, we will need to do all of us, because this is a requirement for us to be able to continue offering services. And the only evidence that will be there is the certificate. So we'll, in due course, through the sub-county leads, we will be having a place where we will upload our certificates. And also, once we are done, in every facility there is a training log. So make sure it goes into the training log, which is under the in charge has, and we're able to support better. Otherwise, thank you so much. Mark was not able to join. Mark Mashira is our technical advisor for in terms of SI or data management, and he was not able to join, but he's with us. Otherwise, thank you so much, everyone, and back to chair. Thanks.
Thank you, Hilary. Thank you. So I hope that we have all been able to register. So you're coming to the end, and I want, because we're talking about data, so I'm hoping that, I don't know whether Duos managed to join, but if not, we can have Mary do the closing remarks for us. I've also confirmed that Casco has not joined, unless he has just joined. So Mary, kindly do for us the closing remark or then for me, I would say thank you for the opportunity and also for your time. We are hoping that we'll move with this together. If you're stuck or any challenge, kindly reach out. We'll be able to support to make sure that everybody gets a certificate and they understand the new M&E tools that you're having. Mary, proceed. Thank you.
So good afternoon. It had been a long journey for the 2 hours and over 2 hours that we've been training. So I thank you for attending, all of you. And because not everybody in your sub-county or your facility was able to attend the training, make sure you introduce them to the e-learning and also cascade the learning to them, so that as a county, when we shift to the new tools, we will not leave anybody behind. So I thank you all. God bless you. Back to you, Chege.
Thank you. We can have someone close for us the word of prayer. Leah, kindly do that for us.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you. We honor you. You have been with us from the beginning. You have seen us to the end. We appreciate you, Lord, and we say thank you for your presence. And even as we go back, may you help us even to utilize the knowledge that we have received and even to share with others for the glory and honor of your name. We love you, we honor you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray and we believe. Amen.
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 Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Haya, nipeni laptop.